Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative coming at you with the Real Housewives of New York reboot season 2 review. Now, if you are new to this channel, welcome. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're returning, thank you so much for rocking with us. Now let's get into the season, especially the season finale, because I was not doing the episodes one by one because I was annoyed by them, but the girls gave us something by the end. And I will be doing the reunion because Brynn got a lot of explaining to do, and I want to see how she's gonna get herself out of this pickle. Because basically, season 2 was a train wreck for Brynn. It was basically the Brynn and Ubah show. You saw that Rebecca kind of tried and failed to go toe to toe with Brynn effectively, and Raquel tried and failed also to check Ubah. So the only two people that were like a match that actually, had stuff going for them and really carried the show was Brynn and Ubah. And Erin tried a little bit, but we'll talk about her because she's kind of one of the people that's stirring the pot and trying to play both sides of the fence. But at the end of the day, we're not here to roast anybody. We don't really know them, but I'm going to sing a little song to Brynn first. I'm going to say, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Because we don't know what Brynn was doing this season. Brynn started off this season wreaking havoc, but I did believe her in those first couple episodes about the Jenna Uber story because most of it was true, and Erin always has kind of a slick mouth and plays the victim after. So if anything, Brynn is Batman and Erin is Robin. Basically, they are two peas in a pod in terms of wreaking havoc on the cast. So when we talk about Brynn, being a problem, Erin's right there with her, helping her often be the problem, right? So we have Ubah and Sai really clocking that these two are the ringleader of all the mess in the group, and they didn't see it for Brynn. And Jessel and Erin give Brynn a chance. Obviously, Erin is more like a sidekick to Brynn. Jessel is kind of trying to just be friends with everybody. Jessel's a fan favorite. She knows that to stay on the show, she has to be friends with everybody. So at the beginning of the season, I think Jessel is playing, the politics of it all. But at the end of the day, Jessel proved her loyalty to Ubah first and foremost, by sticking beside Ubah, telling her about all the shenanigans, going to the hotel with Ubah. So shout out to Jessel. She's still one of my favorites because she knows how to play the game, and she's been doing it very well since she first come on the show, right? So when we see Brynn, getting a chance to live with Jessel and Erin because Ubah and Sai basically just paid her dust, she then targets Jessel and Jenna's friendship about the basic B label. And I felt sorry for Jessel in this arc of the show when, she basically gets blindsided by Brynn because she's thinking her and Jenna are all cool. And then Brynn goes and tells her that Jenna's been calling her a basic B behind her back, which is not true. And Brynn just was lying to everybody and causing chaos. So I did feel sorry for Jessel. And then you see Erin and Rebecca Minkoff set that rat trap in the group, was what I call it. But they called it a pigeon test, a leaky pigeon test to see if they said that Rebecca was pregnant, who would go off and tell. And of course, Erin and Brynn show that they are the leaky pigeons of the group. They're the ones that, again, caused the most havoc, play victim the most, and lie. And the rumor was supposed to be a secret between Rebecca and Erin, and everybody else was supposed to, reveal whether they're going to spread it or not. But Erin couldn't even keep the test a secret. She tells what's her face, Rachel, on camera she may or may not have told Brynn. I believe that she did tell Brynn because Brynn did tell Ubah that it was a joke when Ubah first walked in, before Erin even revealed that it was a joke. So At the end of the day, Erin herself ruined the game, and she showed that she's the leaky pigeon of them all. And then Brynn still, I think, took it too far with the disrespect of it all, because she just so gleefully was spreading it and feeding into it. It's like she takes joy in dysfunction. And I think for her, knowing her past, dysfunction is like a norm to her. So when things are peaceful, it's like uncomfortable. So she thrives, and she seems most happy in the season when things are just messy and people are fighting. You can look back and you can see like she's the most happy and smiling and everything when everybody's like, fighting or gossiping and being nasty to each other, right? So then we see, that people aren't trusting each other. They got the whole leaky pigeon gate, whatever. But then the next big brouhaha in the season is this Puerto Rico trip. And Brynn really stood out as, like this season's villain / train wreck on the show. Obviously, we don't know these people. First, by going after Jessel, because she attacks Jessel behind her back with the gossip with Erin inside that Jessel's marriage is fake and that her real first love was another man. And then she attacked Jessel to her face, trying to shame her for using glam on her birthday and changing outfits. And all I thought was that, Brynn does seem very jealous of Jessel, because Jessel is a fan favorite. And shout out to Roddy the Voice for clocking. If you guys haven't watched his video about the season finale, you should. It's very good. And then Brynn goes after Ubah diabolically in Puerto Rico, because she starts off the season calling herself, acting like she's saving Ubah from the angry black women allegations being true, before proceeding to provoke Ubah to anger every chance she got. And like the culmination of all of Brynn's attacks against Ubah happened in Puerto Rico, where things, really just fall apart for Brynn and Ubah when they have this dinner, and Ubah's trying not to just fall into Brynn's games, and she's, I think, getting upset about what she's saying to Jessel, so she starts closing her eyes and like kind of tune Brynn out. And then Brynn goes after Ubah, asks her why she's even there, and the way she was questioning Ubah was low-key basically shading Ubah's value as a cast member, and raising the question of if Ubah belonged on the show. So Ubah rightfully, goes toe-to-toe with Brynn and tells her to her face that she's on the show because of her personality and not because she slept with anybody, and kind of insinuates that Brynn maybe did sexual favors to get on the show, which is a very mean clapback. But because Brynn is always making sex jokes and flirting with people's father and flirting with Jen and everybody and acting like she's sleeping with everybody, it's par for the course as an insult, because that's what Brynn portrays herself to be on the show, unfortunately. So Brynn tries to go really low and takes it way too far when she tries to trick the cast into thinking that Ubah made those comments about her, doing all this sexual activity with full knowledge that Brynn had been a victim of SA, which is not true, but super manipulative, because Brynn basically weaponized her own trauma and lies on her own self that she told Ubah this story when she didn't, just to make Ubah look bad. And it actually would have worked had Jessel not told Ubah what was said, because Raquel and everybody, again, fell for the banana in the tailpipe when Brynn has been lying all season. And they were talking about how they can't even look at Ubah anymore, knowing that she would do that to Brynn as a SA victim. And I really felt bad for Ubah this season, because again, the group has seen Brynn lie so many times that they keep falling for her manipulation. And now this accusation that Ubah would go after a victim of SA by throwing, promiscuity or whatever in their face with no remorse or conscience, it was character assassination. And thankfully, Brynn told on herself once again later that night by saying that, maybe Ubah didn't clock when she told her, which is not something that a woman would ignore. So everybody knew that she was lying. And like I said, we don't know these women, but all of them were saying, Brynn's lies went too far. She overplayed her hand, and she was given like it was a pathological level of lying. So the season finale was very explosive. if I was Ubah and Jessica came to my room and told me all the schemes and the lies, that Brynn had just, tried to spread, and the way she tried to assassinate my character, oh, I would have been outside Brynn's door. Like, we gotta talk. Like, there's no way Brynn would have went to bed, peacefully without clearing my name. And they removed Ubah out the house because I guess that's the energy that Ubah was on. Jenna was saying how, Ubah was like jumping on her bed, telling her that she, swear before her God, that she was telling the truth. And again, all the ladies believed Ubah by the end of the night. But, oof, even though we don't know these women on the show, what we see in these episodes is given that Brynn's lies are pathological, and Ubah's pain and suffering is really given what narcissistic abuse does to people, because she did not know what hit her. Again, she knows that Brynn, lies. She doesn't understand why. Brynn is always, going after her, doing all this harm to her and the group. And she's still worried about Brynn, because at the end of the day, Brynn's trauma is real. Her childhood was very hard. Nobody discounts the fact that she probably did experience SA, but the fact that she's weaponizing her own SA. And in her confessional, Brynn's kind of admitting, like, yeah, she didn't want to throw it up as like a gotcha moment, but she did. So it's like, why are you doing this to yourself and to others? So again, I hope Brynn gets help. I hope the reunion is helpful for her and the other ladies to unpack all the mess and harm that they've done to each other. And that Brynn needs the most help, because like Ubah's just distraught. She's crying, the next day. She's asking, like, if it is true. She's saying like she wants Brynn to tell her what she told her, like just giving Brynn the benefit of the doubt still. And that's one sign which makes me also trust people that they're telling the truth, when they're willing to make space for their part in like a misunderstanding or disagreement. Whenever somebody doubles down like 100% and they're blameless, I tend not to believe them. So just the fact that, again, Ubah had space where she was like, listen, I want her to tell me if she ever said anything, but really she didn't say anything to me that I know. And Brynn was, again, 100% in front of everybody, in front of the camera, saying that Ubah knew. And then behind closed doors, she's like, yeah, well, maybe she didn't clock it when I put it down, which made the women knew that she was lying. And then the next day, Brynn was acting like nothing happened, yucking it up with production so diabolically that everybody saw, like, yeah, this is nasty work, Brynn. So I will be watching and reviewing the reunion to see how the group unpacks all of this. And speaking of the reunion, let's get to the fashions, starting with the worst dress. Now, for me, the worst dress is Jenna Lyons. Why? Why is she in this bathrobe? She would have ate if, the shoes matched whatever dress or outfit, she would have put on, because the shoes are wonderful. I'm, like, obsessed with them. But did she sell all of her clothes? Like, does she have no clothes in the closet? Because we know she made room for her fiance. But did she not buy more clothes to replace them? I mean, at this point, Aaron and Brynn do seem like they're telling the truth about her finances with this look. And it's going to be harder for Jenna to beat the Pole House accusation if she can't even get a dress or some clothes for the reunion. Like this bathrobe, I thought it was just a picture of her getting ready for the reunion. I was like, oh, look at the shoes she's about to eat. But no, this was the look. And maybe she's tired of this show. She about to dip because she's too famous. But I'm tired of her not dressing to her potential, because we know Jenna could dress down. So she does not get a pass for this. Next worst dress is Brynn. I don't know why every reunion Brynn channels her grandma, because each and every reunion, I don't understand why such a young, like, shapely woman does not accentuate any of her, like, body qualities. nothing. This look kind of swallows her up. It looks very old school. I could see Blanche Devereaux from Golden Girls slaying in this outfit. Like, her makeup is also a mess, either because she wanted people to feel sorry for her, know that she has been crying and distraught, or the ladies in Andy wore her out. Like Rodney the voice said, like I said, check out his review, because that glam, that face, I feel sorry for her. Next, on the better side, getting better, is Erin. The sequin look usually catches my eye. I just don't like how one note everything is. Nothing pops out. Especially the hair. She basically always has this hairstyle. I wish she did something different with her hair, like maybe a updo something. Cause kind of all you see is dress. But she's also pregnant, so we'll let it slide. That's why she's not at the bottom. But it's a little boring to me. Next on the getting better, but not the best, is Raquel, who has the opposite problem of Erin. If Erin did too little, especially with the hair, Raquel to me did too much, I think. The length of the dress for me is what's failing the most. I like that you can see the shoe, but I wish the dress was shorter. I think it would look so cute, like above the knee, kind of like almost like a tutu kind of length. Or if it hit the ball and had a little more volume, like a ballroom gown. But that length to me is a little awkward. And all the bangles, I mean, her ring is already a lot. And then she got all these different color bangles. I mean, the hair too is a lot. So it's like, again, where Erin did too little, I think Raquel did a little too much. And I wish the dress length was either shorter or longer, something. But this length, it doesn't do it for me. Now on to my top three. Size coming in at the third best look for me. I think her look is just a little more boring than the other girls in the top three. And if Raquel's problem was that, you know, her look matched her personality but just wasn't executed quite well, I think Size the opposite. Her look was executed kind of flawlessly, but doesn't match her personality quite well, because she seems like she's trying to play up the softer image that she had this season. You know, she's all, you know, forward, I guess, about her going to therapy, and we saw her, you know, take care of her mom's ashes. So she was giving healed and more demure and mindful this season, and I think her look reflects that. But we all know that deep down Sly is still very fiery and spicy. So maybe next reunion she can find a little bit more of a balance, because this look is pretty, but it's a little safe for the top three. Now Jessel's my number two. She's almost tied with number one, but I guess because I can't see the shoe, I can't give her all the points. The hair, the clothes, the glam, it all goes together. She looks like a fashion magazine cover come to life. And again, she's only second because I can't see the shoes, but she looks fabulous. And it's one of my favorites, which brings us to my absolute, which is Ubah. Ubah is number one head to toe. She understood the assignment between, you know, the dress that goes into gloves and the accessories popping. She got her bangles on point. Like, the shoes are my favorite part. I want those shoes. Literally, I would buy each and everything Ubah has on. Her hair is laid. Her skin is just gorgeous on her face. She doesn't look like she has too much makeup on. She's perfect. She has the best executed look head to toe, and you can see everything. She's a fashion plate. I would buy everything that she has on. So Ubah, hands down, she looks the best. She went through the most, and she is stunting on all of her haters, especially Raquel and Brynn this season, because Raquel tried her. Obviously, Ubah could have been a little bit more respectful at the beach in Puerto Rico, but she stood on business. And Raquel, I think, did not, you know, get a chance to handle Ubah the way she wanted to. That's why she was like, oh, I can't even look at Ubah after Brynn lied. And even Raquel had to come around like, yeah, no, Ubah wasn't lying. So I think Raquel was hating on Ubah a little bit. But Brynn was Ubah's number one hater. And Ubah definitely just came to slay all the haters, and she looks fabulous. But say how you felt about all these looks and about all the drama this season. I'll see you for my reunion review. Remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.